Internet, hello and welcome to this week's Coy Cubed. It is a light news week this week, but I didn't want to miss a week with you guys, and there are some cool trailers to talk about. As the world begins to reopen, we're going to get more and more trailers, more and more release dates feeling solid, more and more things. But you may have noticed the last 2 weeks were crazy. We had the Snyder Cut, we had Invincible debuting, we've had Falcon Winter Soldier, we're into week 3 of Falcon Winter Soldier. Lots and lots of stuff going on, but this week in particular was a little light on news, so this is going to be a slightly shorter show, but again, I didn't want to miss you guys. We're going to be talking about that Loki trailer, we're going to be talking about the Black Widow trailer with its new release date, we're going to dive into the unfortunate cancellation of New Gods and The Trench. We got a lot. Well, not a lot. We've got some stuff to cover, plus some streaming recommendations, some comic book recommendations for tomorrow, as well as my favorites from last week, and we'll talk a little curls, we'll talk a little Showdown. So that'll be the plan for the day. Hope you guys are doing very, very well in the Koi Pond. A lot of familiar names in the chat. Lovely to internet see you all. Let's kick it off first with the Loki trailer. Loki is, I think, a lot of people's oh, that'll be fun, but not the higher end of the totem pole for what Phase 4 was. We've had a lot of Loki. He's the main villain in 2 Thor movies, he's the main villain in the first Avengers movie, and then he pops up in a number of other films beyond those. He's in, Ragnarok. He's probably in the most movies of a non-Avenger. Like, he's got a lot of screen time. So I feel like him being a known property made a lot of people be like, okay, I'm excited for Loki, but it wasn't, Moon Knight or She-Hulk or even WandaVision level of like, what is that going to be? I think this trailer really turned that around. I think now after this trailer, this moved up a lot of people's lists for most excited, but I think what's going to be fun is every single Marvel show is going to have a different flavor, and every single trailer is going to give us so much of what that might be. We're going to be in for a really interesting time with each and every different property. I guarantee as soon as the She-Hulk trailer drops, people are going to have their minds blown. As soon as the Miss Marvel trailer drops, it's going to be unlike anything we've seen before. As soon as Moon Knight drops, we're going to have a very dark, different corner of the MCU. And with what Falcon Winter Soldier is doing, we're seeing how violent and dark they're willing to go. There was a lot of really intense fighting, a lot of really dark themes in this most recent episode. Moon Knight could be a little darker than we thought it was going to be. And I think they need that after the cancellation of the Netflix stuff. So this trailer in itself, some of my highlights, some of my favorite moments. Him having a variant, description on his back was so much fun because comic book fans know variants are, comic book variants. It's a different cover on the same comic. It's a slightly tweaked, different version of the same cover, or it's a different cover altogether, but a variant is the same inside, generally, different outside. That's really fun for a time travel variant. This is also dealing with a TVA. It's a very appropriate label. It's a fun little comic nod for us. But it also gives us an idea of how many different opportunities there's going to be. We're going to have the opportunity to have the D.B. Cooper Loki that might be our Loki, it might not. We're going to have President Loki that might be our Loki, it might not. Honestly, the Loki in Endgame is a bit of a variant from the original timeline. So which one will, we side with by the end of the thing? And it's going to be fun to have tons of Tom Hiddlestons as he goes globetrotting. It's also opening up the endless possibilities of no continuity errors, because you can make everything canon and nothing canon. You can really make any side timeline your own fun. You could do Marvel Zombies as its own timeline, like the What If universe is doing. You could do this little adventure that wouldn't mess up MCU. You could also kind of cover your butt with any sort of, we didn't really have the timing right with this. This doesn't quite line up with the TVA. That could all kind of work out. So it's a pretty exciting thing to have something so clean, especially, comic books use Final Crisis, they use time travel, they use all sorts of Flashpoint, they use a lot of Deus Ex Machinas to clean up continuity. This show, which I think is getting an automatic second season, is going to be able to do that very, very cleanly. So I think that's really exciting. We had our first look at Judge Reinholder. Is that yeah, I think that's the name. And she has some ties to Kang the Conqueror. As we all know, Kang was just cast for Fantastic Four, so there's going to be a lot of timey-wimey, time-travel-y things going on with those two things, which is very exciting. We saw a Skrull very briefly in the TVA. We got more Mobius M. Mobius, which is very exciting. We got Spidey Tiberius Cat, who's doing the work. Spidey House co-hosting right here, Spidey Cat. Oh, big yawn. It is roughly 20 minutes till dinner time for Spidey Cat, so he's letting me know that he knows it's almost time for food. So I'm gonna keep the camera like this so you guys can have some Spidey. So all of these things lend me to believe this is gonna be a lot of fun for casual Marvel fans and diehard comic fans alike, because he's really been in everything. There's so much MCU going on. There's so much comic book lore that we can play with, and we can really adventure into things that wouldn't be appropriate for other shows. And this trailer kind of gave us all of that. There was also some interesting living tribunal imagery. Behind the judge, there was a three-headed like statue, like that was the decor behind her. We also had a lot of triplicate Trinity energy in a couple of the wide shots. We've had the living tribunal referenced in the Doctor Strange 1, the staff of the living tribunal. So I'm curious, when we go cosmic with Guardians, when we keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger, will we get some living tribunal action? I think that'd be dope. I'm hopeful. I'm excited. So I really liked this trailer. I think it moved a lot of people's needle for expectations. I think it's a lot more anticipated now, which is what a trailer is supposed to do. But it also didn't give so much away that I feel like I've already seen the show, which a lot of show trailers do. So I'm super appreciative. The show comes out in June. We were only going to have a week or two gap between any Marvel property, but they moved Black Widow to July. So there is now a gap between Falcon Winter Soldier and Loki. It's not long. We're very lucky. We're being inundated with riches. But in the gap prior had been the Black Widow trailer, which we'll talk about here in a minute. But I saw Streamlab. So before I get to the Streamlab, please hold. Spidey, you distracted me so much. I forgot to have this window open because you're just so gosh darn cute. All right, we got, how many of those fancy actor pillows do you have now, Coy? I got 2, 4, 5, 7. I've got 7 total. I want to get a Keanu one and an Idris one next, but I don't know where they'd go, and I don't feel like I can retire these. So that is the long-term plan, is if I need any more pillows for furniture, I've got my next 2 picked out. So I have currently 7. I've only got eyes on 2 more because it's a bit crazy as is, but one day, perhaps I will lean all the way in and get even more of these absurd pillows that I love very dearly, that Spidey loves as well. Thank you for the question. Thank you for the Streamlab, Mr. Curtis Mason. Let's go over to the glory that is the Black Widow trailer. I am so happy with this trailer because they didn't give us a lot of new footage, but the footage they did give us contextualized everything that is given so far. There is a lot of really interesting family dynamic going on in the trailer. There's a lot of the father element with Dave Harbour, the mother that's probably going to betray her and Rachel Weisz, the sister and Yelena. I mean, all those family dynamics are going to be really interesting. This trailer gave us just like 30 seconds more footage, tied that family element in together, and gave us a little bit more of a taste of the Taskmaster fight. So it really is probably only 40 seconds new footage in a 2.5-minute trailer, but it's honestly quite a bit of information. I think Taskmaster looks substantially better. They obviously do a CGI re-rendering of suits after they use the practical, so you've got a practical foundation with CGI over the top, which is like Jurassic Park from '93. That's what we've been doing in the good ones for quite some time. I think the little tweaks and things they adjusted does enhance Taskmaster's feeling overall. I really like that choice. I also am really enjoying the fighting being so aerial. There's a lot of stuff that feels like James Bond in the sky. Obviously the James Bond white suit, all of the industrial complex stuff is dope, but I love all of the aerial falling Taskmaster using all of his attributes and fighting style. That's gonna be a blast, that whole scene. So I'm really in for this movie. It is now July, and it's gonna be day and date on Disney Plus. So you can either spend $30 for it on Disney Plus, or you can go see it in your local movie theater. I think the world's going to be a lot more safe in July. I'm prepared to see that in movie theaters. I do not want to see it for the first time on a small screen. A 60-inch screen is never going to be the same as a 60-foot screen, so I will be there enjoying the insanity of a Black Widow opening night if the world keeps going in this direction. It does seem like we're going to be moving and grooving with vaccine rollout. They're saying now it's going to be mid-April, that it's nationwide. We can all get the vaccine. I'm double vaxxed, so I'm a few days out from being inoculated. It's 2 weeks from your second dose. I might start going to the movies soon. I missed Ride the Last Dragon. I haven't seen The Courier. I haven't seen Chaos Walking. There's enough things I really want to check out that I'll probably be going to the movie theater sooner than later, now that I feel like it's safer. So we will see if the numbers spike again. We will see what's going on with these variants, but I do feel like Black Widow is safe in July, and that means we've got a fuck ton of awesome Marvel goodness, because we're going to have Black Widow, we're going to have the Eternals, we're going to have Shang-Chi, we're going to have Spider-Man 3. Theoretically, all fairly back-to-back, whilst we have Loki on TV, while we have What If on TV, while we have all of this stuff going on. It is just insane. So I'm very, very excited for all that to be rolling out, and I really like that Black Widow trailer top to bottom. Thank you for not giving too much away, Marvel. Thank you for moving it to a theatrical date that feels safer. And thank you for making dope shit. I appreciate you. Hold my brick. Speaking of appreciating people, hold my brick in the chat. Just to say, I hope you're doing great. I am doing great, good Sir Jacob. One of the newest patrons in the Patreon. I was trying to read and talk at the same time. It wasn't easy. But I think he was having trouble getting in the Discord. And because the Koi Pond is awesome, someone is already helping him out. The great Ian Roth is helping connect him to the Discord because the Koi Pond is strong. It is literally a group of people that I've only had to keep an eye on twice in the history of the show. We're approaching 1.25 years of Koi Cubed, which means the Koi Pond has been 15 months clean of assholes, -2. That's amazing. You guys are exceptional people. I love the corner of the internet I've curated. I love how giving and kind and amazing you guys alls are. Thank you very much, Ian. Thank you very much. Hold my brick. I'm going to keep going with the news. I appreciate you all. All right, Spidey is chill as fuck. That's correct. This is the way. He is just the best. It is now officially 15 minutes until dinner time, and then we're gonna deal with that in 15 minutes. But now, right now, we got news. On the less exciting side, my most anticipated comic book movie next to The Batman is probably New Gods, and that means I'm including Spider-Man 3, which is probably number 3. I'm including The Eternals and Shang-Chi, and a lot of these movies I'm really excited for. I think my next two most anticipated were DC properties in The Batman and New Gods. New Gods was from Ava DuVernay and Tom King. If you guys know me at all, even a little bit, you know I talk about Mr. Miracle far too often. That is written by Tom King, illustrated by the great Mitch Gerads, and they finally listened to comic book fans and said, hey, let's hire him to make the movie. He understands these characters. He gets how weird they are. He can write them in a very normalized way. The beautiful thing about Mr. Miracle was it's Looney Tunes meets This Is Us. It's a very absurdist, Kirby, hijinks, big, bold, crazy, mixed with very sincere, very grounded, real drama, and it makes a very, very beautiful medley. That's the guy that should adapt the comic book with Ava DuVernay. That's the right choice. They were going down the right path. It was my number 2 most anticipated comic book property in the pipeline. The Batman is still my number 1. I'm very excited, but now New Gods is not coming to pass. I'm fucking bummed. I would say this is next to Donald Glover not doing Deadpool as the second most disappointing pop culture news I've ever reported on. When they announced that Deadpool wasn't going forward with Donald Glover, I was crushed. This is up there, man. This is a real bummer. They're also not making The Trench. I know horror fans were excited for The Trench. I was going to see it, but it wasn't really on my radar. The Trench is a spinoff from Aquaman. James Wan, who does great horror work, was going to do a spinoff. Sure, I love the idea of branching out. That's how we keep these movies fresh, but it wasn't the same impact as a Spider-Man or a New God. So I'm bummed. Their press release, their official reason behind it was that the Dark Side confusion with Snyder's Dark Side. I think that's a bit of PR spin. But at the same time, I'm bummed because I would much rather have a brand new movie than a recut of an old movie, even if it's great. I think that the Snyder Cut was exceptional. I enjoyed the fuck out of it. I would take New Gods over any of the Justice League films. I would take New Gods over any of that. So I'm bummed. I love those characters. Scott Free is one of my favorite comic book characters. I wanted to see Big Barda. I wanted to see Granny Goodness. I was really fucking in for some crazy Kirbikian madness. So yeah, New Gods and The Trench are unfortunately canceled, and thus I am bummed. But that is the way of things. We can't have everything. We get a lot of great shit. I was just describing how there's barely any gaps in comic book content. I can't really complain. This sucks though. All right, next bit of news. Rocky, as in Sylvester Stallone, will not be returning to Creed 3. Now, the cool thing is Michael B. Jordan is directing Creed 3, his directorial debut. I love Creed 1 and 2. This is a great evolution. It makes sense. At some point, Rocky can't keep coming back. It makes sense that he's mourning Rocky. That's growth for the character. That is all very exciting. But it is a bit of a bummer. I love Stallone as Rocky. So that was announced this week. There was also the last bit of news before I get into Falcon Winter Soldier Episode 3. I don't know if you guys know who Jordan Peterson is, but he's a Canadian psychologist, book writer, and public figure who's got a tricky audience. And there's a new issue of Captain America out, Captain America 28, that mirrors some of his sensibilities, let's say. And Red Skull speaks in ways that are familiar to fans of Jordan Peterson, and there's been an uproar, and it's been hilarious because I've read Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules of Life. I even recommended it to a few people. It has lots of problematic shit in it, but it also has some good messages because it's, there are lessons to be learned and everything, and I try to understand both sides of the political spectrum. I hate that there's only two fucking sides, but I really do try to understand the left and the right, and if enough people are following someone, I want to understand at least why those people think this person's important, so I read the book, got some stuff out of it. It is fascinating to see the uproar over someone going, hey, that supervillain kind of sounds like me. Maybe you should look at your shit if, if a supervillain sounding like you doesn't cause you to rethink maybe the things you're saying. I don't know. It was very interesting. It was a very interesting day on the Twitters. It is not my place to dive in. I only know his one book. I don't listen to his lectures. I don't follow him very well. I don't know a lot about him. I choose not to dabble in that corner of the internet. It's very dark and full of assholes. But I do know enough to say, very funny when those worlds collide and someone is like, wait, that sounds like me. If you sound like the Red Skull, perhaps you've gone astray. That's all I'll speak in the matter, but I felt like I had to talk about it. Let's talk about Falcon and Winter Soldier, Episode 3. Falcon and Winter Soldier is so much fun, and this episode might be my favorite episode to date. The third episode is finally finding a pace that I think is appropriate. I thought the pace of the first episode was much better than the second. A lot of reviewers thought the opposite. Everyone said it started slow, and I disagree entirely. It started with Batroc the Leaper jumping out of a helicopter with a giant fucking flight sequence. It was fucking crazy. I thought the second episode felt rushed. I really wish this show was 7 or 8 episodes. That said, episode 3 is perfect. We get Madripoor. We take our time in Madripoor. It feels like a place you can go visit like Wakanda did. Madripoor means a lot to me as an X-Men fan. I got to see the Princess Bar, even in the background. Patch, Logan, Wolverine frequents the bar and now co-owns the bar in the comic books. Princess Bar means a lot to me. We got to experience the Brass Monkey. We got to experience, Anthony Mackie as the Smiling Tiger, who's an actual very obscure comic book character. We got to dance with Baron Zemo. Baron Zemo is one of my favorite villains, and I love Daniel Bruhl, the actor, so I was really hoping they'd give him time to do it justice. With a 6-hour show, you can invest in your characters, and arguably, we've had Bucky and I keep wanting to call him Anthony, Bucky and Sam sharing the spotlight for the first 2 episodes. This episode felt like the lead was fucking Zemo. Baron Zemo got to strut his stuff walking into Madripoor, and we got to jump around on jets. They couldn't have done shit without Zemo, and we know he's going to betray them. We know it's going to get fucked up. He was reading Machiavelli. Machiavelli is about manipulating people at all costs to get to what you need. Machiavellian concepts are literally betraying everyone to succeed. That's what's going to happen. I love that they lean into the literature side of what Zemo represents. I love that his costume is so close to comic accurate while still being marginally believable. Not quite believable, but marginally believable. I love Sharon Carter's fight scene. I think Sharon Carter might be the power broker. I think they're either intentionally misleading us for that, or that's going to be, revealed sooner than later. It's not going to be a late season twist. It's going to be soon, or it's a mislead. She's done enough sketchy stuff this episode. Some of her lines of dialogue are almost pure villainy, which was so much fun. I love that she feels betrayed by the government, because the government betrayed her. She did the right thing and got put out to pasture. This is a very important thing we do to actual veterans and expats and whistleblowers. This is a fucking real life commentary. Plus we've gone from addressing subtle racism to addressing overt racism to just talking about racism in the show. There's a lot of shit going on, and that is real. That is America. That is one of our many, many problems. I think as we evolve, we're going to see the Flag Smashers as trying to help refugees and trying to get medicine to people and try to tear down borders. The nationalism that came back after the blip affects them negatively. I think we're going to see a lot of commentary on how bullying America can be. I think we're going to see Wyatt Russell as a beautiful metaphor for how we are seen by other countries. I think we're going to get a lot of really fascinating shit, and I really loved episode 3. Baron Zemo is a highlight for me. I love the villains of the MCU getting their time to breathe, and I think this episode really shone 3 of them in a lot of strength and brought us Sharon Carter back. This episode juggled a fuck ton. Madripoor was arguably a separate character. Sharon Carter coming back and not feeling shoehorned in. The cool fights. The leads all getting their time in the sun. I loved this episode. So, my favorite episode of the series so far. Episode 3. Very excited about it. Before I move on to comic books, also Invincible. Let's just briefly say Invincible is continuing to be impressive. It is every Friday on Amazon. I watched episode 4. It's taking slightly different paths from the comic books, so if you've not read the comics, you can still be surprised by the comics, but it is a really loyal adaptation to the feel of the comics, to the heart of the comics. I think we're going to have some really fun stuff with Mark Grayson very soon. Adam Eve becomes a different, importance in the comic book very soon, so I think that's going to be a part of the show. I'm wondering where the season's going to end because there's so much comic to tell. I really want more of Alan the Alien. Seth Rogen's crushing it there. The show's great. So if you liked Saturday morning cartoons in the 90s, that's why I'm enjoying it so much, is because the animation style reminds me of my childhood, and I'm able to really escape into it. It's my kind of animation. They don't make animated 90s shows anymore. This show is that, but it's adult. It's bloody as fuck, and it's violent, and it's based on an incredible comic book, and the voice cast is second to none. Watch Invincible if you're not. Amazon Invincible, Disney Plus, Falcon Winter Soldier. Good fucking times. All right, that is going to be it for those conversations. I'm going to come back and talk about Showdown and about curls, but first I'm going to check on that live chat and make sure I haven't missed anything, because I see it moving at speeds that I couldn't possibly. I didn't see either Loki or Black Widow trailer. Ken, what are you doing? 5 minutes, 2.5 minutes of trailer. As soon as we wrap up here, jump on those. You're already on YouTube. Mosey over there just after. I didn't give too much away. I mean, I talked about him, but you're going to have a good time. You're going to have a good time. Seeing it in theater in July. Yes. Saw Godzilla vs. Kong last night in IMAX. Only 8 people in the theater. Very easy to social distance. That was super cool. Ian, I'm jealous. Congratulations. I saw it at a drive-in. That was bitchin', but IMAX is my preferred everything. I'm going to be getting to the theater very, very soon, hopefully. 2 weeks after my vax, I'm back in theaters 100%. So I got mine on Thursday. Today is Tuesday, 2 weeks. So in 2 days, it's been 2 weeks for me. I might go to the theater this weekend, maybe. Masked, socially distant, obviously, but I might. Spidey is chill as fuck. Let's see. I think the good Sir Hold My Brick was able to get in to the Patreon Discord. That makes me very happy. I just read New Gods last year for the first time, so I'm pissed it's canceled. Me too, Travis. I've read it, but I'm pissed. I might actually rewatch it tonight while I work out and see how it holds up on a much, much, much smaller screen. Isn't that crazy? You can go to IMAX and then you can come home and you can watch it at home legally on HBO Max. You're still supporting the movie. That is fascinating. It is a weird time. It is a new frontier of content where you can literally watch a movie, come home, and then watch it again. Thank you for supporting movie theaters, though. I really appreciate that. Also, let me know how it holds up on a smaller screen. I need to get some New Gods or Mr. Miracle. Ian, I see your sass. Michael McCarsell, I get the feeling that Izios from the Trench be folded in Aquaman 2. I totally agree. I didn't think we really needed it, and with James Wan doing Aquaman 2, I really do feel like we're not losing as much. So I totally agree, Mr. McCarsell. I don't think it's as big a deal. Kerbikian confirmed. Yes, Kerbikian. Let's see. I start my clinicals this Thursday. Coy, very nervous, very excited, but mostly nervous. Hold My Brick, you got this. Hold My Brick's an EMT. He's starting his clinicals on Thursday, and he's going to crush by the power of... Who's a good, calm hero? Have the nerves of Superman, have the wisdom of Reed Richards, have the patience of Batman, and you got this. Just go in focused, zen. Let's see. Okay, we got people in the chat. Okay, we got moving and grooving. As in the Discord, that worked. Bad Reporter looks sick. I want to visit, right? And I think that's going to be in the Hawkeye show, because that's Matt Fraction's run. There's Mad Report stuff. I know it's going to be in the X-Men. Now that we have this in Marvel canon, that's going to be useful in the X-Men stuff. That's where they launder money, crime, human trafficking, mutant shit. It's going to be fucking... I mean, not that those things are dope. It's going to be dope to see Mad Report so well utilized. It's such an important part of the MCU, or the comics that are now the MCU. Words. Invincible, amazing. It feels like as much... Ian is liking Invincible as much as Falcon Winter Soldier. Daniel Brew kills it, as Baron Zemo says. Ray Randall, I completely agree. It is quite the experience. Arturo, my Tony Stark cushion is not for sale. These are mine. But I appreciate you wanting it, but they're mine. I need to read it all. I only read the first 2 volumes forever ago. It's fun, man. They're a good time. There's a lot of them. It's like 150 issues. But Ken, go get your roommate. I have to sneeze, but it's not moving. Am I a fan of Mighty Ducks? I am a fan of Mighty Ducks. If you don't know Collider, I did a recent video for Collider Movie Club, the Mighty Ducks 1 re-experienced in honor of Movies Anywhere. Movies Anywhere is this great program that they're doing a really special offer right now where you get a free movie. So in honor of Movies Anywhere, we watched Mighty Ducks, discussed it, and if you use that app, you can get a free movie through Movies Anywhere. Check it out, Collider Movie Club. Me and Perry just dropped this morning. So yes, I am a fan of Mighty Ducks, and you can see me talk all about it for an hour. Scrolling is not as fast as these things are moving. We are becoming too powerful. It's true. It's true. Godzilla IMAX at 87 at my mom's theater. My mom works in a movie theater as well. Ian, more than that, in December, he has a heart attack and I gave him a chest compression until the ambulance got there. Shit got crazy at some point. Word Nerd. Word Nerd is one of my favorite names of any of the people in the Koi Pond. No disrespect to the people that use their real names, but as a Word Nerd, I love Word Nerd very much. Because I feel for you, and the 7-Eleven, nice little bow on it. Word Nerd 7-Eleven, I'm considerably older than you, but I'm completely invested in Invincible. I'm not one for animated series in general. The Kirkman connection had me take a look. So I love one that it's appealing to multiple age brackets. That's fucking great. I think for me, my saying like 90s animation is kind of when I stopped, was there was a big enough gap in my enjoyment of cartoons that by the time I got back and tried to watch other animation, I just felt removed. And the Uncanny Valley really messes with me. If I can't see into someone's eyes, into their soul, I have a hard time connecting. There are exceptions. I like Dragon Ball Z. I like My Hero Academia. I love, but then the rest are 90s. I love Batman, X-Men, Spider-Man animated series, all the 90s stuff. So I feel like this is appealing to that. I'm curious, did you watch cartoons into the 90s? Did you also watch Batman and those things? Because maybe you had the same gap I did. I was really averse to it because of the animation. I was really averse to them adapting it that way and then doing a live action movie, because there is going to be a live action movie coming. So me personally, I was like, I don't know. Then I saw the voice cast and I was like, I will give this a fucking chance. That voice cast is incredible. I'm a big Kirkman fan, so I was already a little too hyped, and then it didn't disappoint somehow. So I'm so glad the Kirkman connection brought you in. I'm also glad to hear, honestly, that someone that doesn't enjoy animation is able to get something out of it like I am. So Word Nerd, you and I, same page. Regardless of generation, I agree exactly where you're coming from. And thank you so fucking much for the Streamlab. It means the world. Thank you. All right. Ian, Nerddom doesn't age discriminate. I don't think he's saying that. I think he was commenting on my my 90s commentary with that perspective. Word Nerd, love the Marvel series. Hell yeah. Man, I love movie number stuff. I could ask so many questions, but I won't. Let it do. Okay, Ken has left. He's going to go help out a homie. I am now going to tell you guys a couple Schmodown things, and then comic book recs, and then, like I said, it's going to be a shorter episode. One, Schmodown, as of right now, Shazam, #1 contender match up against Final Exam, is available as of yesterday, the 2nd? No, was that Friday? I don't know what time it is. Time's a flat circle. Right now, you can go on YouTube and watch the Shazam #1 contender match. Highly recommend you do. It was a barn burner. You'll see how it goes. I'm not going to spoil it. But this Friday, I do know, I can say, because it's not on the internets yet, Friday the 9th, Kevin Smith versus Stacey Howard. The first time someone I used to manage goes up against someone I do manage. Stacey was my first, her and Winston was my first ever faction member. I managed her at a live event, the first managing I did. So Stacey versus Kevin Smith is double personal. Obviously, pulling with my boy Kevin, good enough Smith. I think a lot of people think Kevin was just a celebrity pull, and they were mad that I pulled him in my free agency, but they're about to see. Kevin Smith is more than good enough. Friday, Kevin Smith, Stacey Howard, tune in. I'm very excited. And as the world reopens, I hope we have some cool announcements for you guys. Nothing I can say yet, but I hope as the world reopens that we can lean in to more and more and more glorious things. E. Walter, McNuggets from McDonald's are tasty. I don't know what I missed that led to that, but I'm so glad I caught that. Ian, oh yeah, I meant nothing wrong with being older, no matter what producer Jake says, but he's all old man about it. Ian, one, Jake is a 70-year-old man, no matter how old he is, and I love that you acknowledge that. I love that you recognize it. I love there's nothing I can do about it, but he is certainly get off my lawn, and he's not quite old enough to think that yet, but it's adorable. Yes, agreed. And as far as what I dip my McNuggets in, barbecue sauce, buffalo sauce, and just mainly those two. There's a lot of good Chick-fil-A sauces, but they're bigots, so I don't go to Chick-fil-A anymore. Unfortunately, their sauces are decadent, but their money goes to evil places. And I miss their sauces, and I miss their chicken, and I miss their fries. But I can get McNuggets, because that only contributes to the fall of mankind and obesity, not in money laundering. Anyway, let's not get into that. McNuggets are dope. Sauces are great. All right, curls. Let's talk curls, you lovelies. I am very excited that people are more into the curls section of the show. I've had a number of people DM me and ask me what I'm doing. It is April. I'm eating much cleaner in April. I have fallen off once in April and ate processed food, but it is day 6, and only one meal of processed food is much better than I had been doing. In March, I did Mental Health March, and I ate whatever the fuck I wanted, and your boy got a bit of a spare tire on him. I'm trying to lose about 20 pounds. 20 pounds in 1 month is not good, so I'm not trying to lose 20 pounds in 1 month, but I'm trying to lose 20 pounds in about 6 to 8 weeks. So starting with this month, I'd like to shave off a good 12, 13 this month. So I'm eating super clean. I'm working out every single day. Today, for example, I ran as fast as I could for 15 minutes. Like today was a timed run. Other days I might do a distance run and then compare those times. I'm gonna always try to do 10% farther or faster per week. My thing's always numbers. I love getting OCD about shit. I'm still in those 10-minute miles right now. I'm not going so fast. I'm really trying to get back there. I'm actually over. I'm at 11-minute miles, but I'm earning it. I'm getting back into it because I don't want to hurt myself. And then I'm also working out with weights. So I've done a full 10 exercise, 3 sets of 12 to 15 rep chest exercise, shoulder exercise, and bicep exercise. Tomorrow, since today was cardio, tomorrow is going to be either triceps or back, and then the next day's cardio, and then the other muscle group. So I'm literally every single day something, but I'm alternating between lower body and upper body, alternating between weights and cardio. Like I'm cycling through all this shit, all while eating as healthy as I fucking can. I don't have it in front of me, but I literally was not done eating, and I was like, shit, it's 5 o'clock. But I made quinoa, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, tomato, and air-fried chicken, and then I did that in like a balsamic reduction with some tahini and a little bit of buffalo sauce, and that's what I'm eating as my like power meal midday. I'm doing a smoothie for dinner, and for breakfast I had a peanut butter apple. It's like a 1,300 calorie, maybe 1,400 calorie day, and I'm trying to burn 2,500, so I'm at a 1,000 calorie deficit. That's a bit extreme. That's unhealthy for most people. That is a lot for most people. I wouldn't recommend it if you've never done anything as extreme as that, but you guys want to know what I'm doing? That is what I'm doing. So that's where I'm at. It is working so far. Getting my gains back. Trying to lose these gains, keep these gains. And I'll keep you guys posted since you guys were curious about them curls. I'm trying to get down to my old fight weight, like I didn't box a lot, but it would have been at 155 pounds. I haven't been that small in about 6 years. I don't plan to stay that small. I want to live at 165. That's a lot healthier for me. It's a lot more comfortable for me. I actually lose a lot of mass when I'm down to 155, but for willpower, I want to touch that weight and then bounce back to 165 and live there. I'm currently in the low 180s. So I got some movements to make, and I got some time to do it because we're still in a little bit of quarantine, but by summer, I want to feel less round. So that's just my shit. No body shaming, no judgment on how you perceive any of those numbers. That's just my goal and my experience and my attempt to be healthy in getting there for me. I have more energy when I'm in shape. My skin feels better. My head feels clearer. I personally like being like 7% body fat or lower, but that's just me. So yeah, that's the curl section of Coy Cubed. Let's see what we got in the chat. Oh shit, Dino Nuggets, jealous as fuck. Ed fucking Devino in the chat, buddy from back home in Boston, DJ Dribbles putting in work. Honey mustard and hot honey mustard, those are good sauces. Those are in fact good sauces. You guys are talking about shit I can't eat right now, but I do appreciate a good honey mustard when I can eat it. All the love to Jake, but yeah, he's got his old man yells at kids moments. He really does. He really does. Let's see. I travel a bunch and don't get to join live much. I just love this kid. Thank you, word nerd. Thank you. Also, enjoy your travels. Gotta get that diet on track, getting them gains. Literally one day I fell off. I did get pizza on that one day, but a cheat meal, not a cheat day, I do think I'm gonna allow myself. I'm not gonna allow myself like multiple cheat meals, but I think one cheat meal a week is gonna keep me on the diet better than me being a fucking psychopath and falling off hard. Producer Jake's tombstone, which he probably thinks he needs right now, will probably have rabble, rabble, rabble in the name of Grandpa Simpson on it. That's where he's at. That is where he's at. He is definitely Clint Eastwood. He's closer to Clint Eastwood than me, which is funny because we're not that. He's only like 5 years older than me, like maybe 6. Number tracking helped me a lot. Down 60.8 pounds. Gotta start lifting again though. My goal weight includes muscles, it seems. Ian fucking Roth lost 60.8 pounds. Good sir. I'm trying to lose a total of like 28, and you've lost 60.8. You handsome so-and-so. Congratulations. Holy fuck, man. That's incredible. Truly commendable work. Let's see. What's a good leg workout that's lightweight? That's light impact. Trampolining's dope. I actually have a trampoline that's like a small trampoline, like an individual trampoline. That's great on your knees. Ellipticals are really good low impact. Squats, bro, like fucking split squats, regular squats. There's all sorts of variations of squats you can do. Lots of low impact leg options. Highly recommend the squat game. But also elliptical cardio. Cardio is going to be how you lose weight. Leg stuff is going to be built in the gym for size, trimmed in cardio. Let's see. That's for Zach Mendoza. Coy is on the hard intensity on Fitbit. That's my goal setting too, but I don't usually hit it. Word nerd. That sounds awful, but good for you. Yeah, squats, Ian agrees. Yeah, I've lucky never had to lose weight and could mostly just focus on building lean muscle. Yeah, like I've probably got about 10 to 15 of muscle I want to gain, and that's going to keep it tricky with the weight because I want to be a little bit bigger, not too much bigger because my shirt's already pretty small. And I don't want to be that guy that's like, you guys like comics, but losing this is part of that journey. Power squats, people are saying, legit when I start, I won't even need weights probably. You can start super small if need be. I rec reps of 12, 10, 8 at Zach Mendoza. I try to get on the indoor bike and go at least 20 miles a day. Indoor bike's exceptional. Indoor bike is very important. I use that shit watching TV. I use it to watch shows that I don't have to take notes for. Most shows I watch I'm doing for work, so I have to take notes, but when it's a fun show, I watch that Schitt's Creek on the bike. Schitt's Creek, going to town. But I try to have one show that I'm watching for fun, and even when it's fun, I'm on the bike. Highly recommend that. Will the Thrill. Hey, Coy, I'm trying to lose this belly fat. Best man at a wedding in June. What's the best tip you have for me? One tip. If I had one tip, drink more water. Nearly everyone doesn't drink enough water, and it's next to free. And it's something that once you get through the mental block of it, it just sheds pounds. I currently don't drink enough water. Try to get a gallon into a day. You'll eat less. Your body will metabolize shit faster. Your organs will work better. You'll literally clean your organs out visually, like you'll feel brighter and more exuberant, and that's just fucking water. That's tip 1. Tip 2 is calorie deficit. A lot of people don't believe in calories anymore, like this new age concept, but I think it's really easy for math-based people to go like calories in, calories out. Obviously, we're not furnaces. We don't burn a 100-calorie chocolate bar at the same rate we burn 100 calories with a chicken. That science is off, but it is easy to say like, hey, work out harder than you eat. Consume less than you put out. So just look at a calorie deficit. So cardio is not for everyone. My number 2 recommendation is do what you're gonna stick to. It's better to do an all weights workout and no cardio to lose weight if you'll actually do the all weights. If you're not gonna be a weights guy and you love cardio, do all cardio. Do whatever you're actually gonna stick with, because training is about consistency more than it is about some secret sauce. I don't notice shit until like week 3. Week 3, then I'm suddenly like, oh hey. Consistency, 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 water, and calorie deficit. Those are my 3 tips. Water, calorie deficit, consistency. Get after it, Will the Thrill. I believe in you. You got this. June is plenty of time, man. You got this. All right. I don't understand how you work out, read as many comics as you do, and watch movies and TV. Hold my brick. It is 100% of my life. I have very few friends that aren't work friends, and I have very few activities that aren't work activities, and I have very few hobbies that aren't work hobbies. So all I do is this. I don't watch for fun except for on the bike, and I don't, this is everything. That's the secret. And scheduling. I schedule the fuck out of my days. I know what I'm doing until the second week of May, roughly. Like the second week of May is when my calendar kind of falls off, but I've got every 2 hours allotted loosely through the second week of May, because I'm that kind of crazy. Ed, here he is. What's good? I really wish I could get a stationary bike, but those are expensive. Dude, this one was it was about $200. $200 on Amazon. And it's decent. It's not exceptional, but it's decent. It is a VIG body, and make sure you get one in the right position. You don't want one of those ones that's like a 70s, like your legs are way out in front of you bike. Like, make sure it's in the right position, but like, dude, Amazon, keep an eye on lightning deals. This was a lightning deal. It's a $380 bike I got for $220. It is possible. Just keep your eyes peeled. Talking about dino nuggies in the chat. Yeah, I can squat heavy. My feet get destroyed. I would gout. Oh shit. Okay, so elliptical, if that would be an option, because that's definitely a thing with squats. And also like try to do upper body cardio. Like try to find other variations for your goals. But yeah, lower body's gonna be tricky. Grab some weights and do like weighted resistance walking, like or farmer walks, those kind of things maybe. I also don't sleep. That's correct. I think my stationery was $300, but I've had it almost 13 years now. Worthy investment. Holy shit. I've missed so many of these. This is moving so fast. You guys are amazing. This is turned into a Q&A show because there wasn't a lot of news, but I hope that's okay with everyone because it seems like people are still in here. Also, biking, Zach Mendoza, I do agree with that. Since July 5th. Dude, that's insane. You absolute hustler. That's a lot of weight since July 5th, Ian. I'm proud of you. Oh, I believe it. That's a lot. I just say that as a goal because if you do get it, it could last you a very long time. Yeah. I work out 3 to 5 times a week, but it's hard to get rid of this gut. It is, Will the Thrill. It is. Try the water. Try the consistency, just the length of time, how long you're doing it, and try the deficit. Drink over 100 ounces of water a day, at least 32 ounce waters. Ian beat me on water. Oh, absolutely. That's the big exercise purchase. I want to get one day. Metamucil. Oh, cutting sugar is very important. I agree. 100 ounces of water. Do you ever... Yeah, water is insane. Okay, I think I caught up loosely. Poppy's always said, make your passion your life and work, and you'll never work a day in your life. That is very true. I was raised to work hard, and I was raised to love what I do, so it kind of turned into this all around. Okay, that is being caught up on that part of the chat. We did Showdown, we did curls. Let's talk about comic pulls, you lovelies. I recommend from last week, the week of the 31st of March, Batman Catwoman #4. This book is a game changer. It is stunningly beautiful. It is so well written. It's some of my best Batman, some of my favorite Batman I've ever consumed. Highly recommend this book. It is exceptional. Black Cat #4, also exceptional. We've got Captain America 28. We talked about it earlier. That's the Jordan Peterson issue. I recommended this earlier, and then it got a lot of acclaim and popularity because of the controversy. It's also a great book. Crossover #5, Donny Cates writing the hell out of this book. Department of Truth, maybe my favorite new title in years. Department of Truth is truly above and beyond what I thought the medium of comic books could do. To put it in perspective, this might be my favorite comic since Saga. So Department of Truth #7, when I say I recommend it, I mean I fucking recommend it. Department of Truth is changing my fucking brain chemistry. Future State Imperious Lex #3 is a really cool perspective on Superman. Shadecraft #1, a new indie from Image about a girl that's afraid of her own shadow, but it's got a lot of really fun like sci-fi elements to it. Silk #1 surprised the fuck out of me. I did not expect to like Silk #1. I like the character of Silk, but I've never loved the character. But just like Spider-Gwen, I got turned around. Spider-Gwen, I was like, don't bring back Gwen Stacy. Silk, I was like, she's cool. This #1 has a lot of the charm of what Spider-Man characters and comics can be. It has really great art. It is a really solid #1 issue. So Silk #1, recommend. And Strange Adventures #9. You guys know I love Tom King. Tom King, Mitch Gerads, not Clayman, Doc Shaner. Mitch Gerads, Doc Shaner, Tom King, writing a comic about 2 different perspectives on the same event, and you're judging yourself as you're reading it. It's a fascinating book. Do recommend it. And then to pull for tomorrow, the books I recommend you pick up tomorrow are Amazing Spider-Man 63, America Chavez #2, Avengers 44, Batman 107, Crime Syndicate #2, Excalibur #20, Far Sector #11, Firepower #10, Green Lantern #1, Geiger #1, Immortal Hulk #45, Joker, Harley, Criminal Sanity #8, King in Black #5, King in Black Planet of the Symbiotes #3, Marauders #19, Noctera #2, Runaways #35, Sensational Wonder Woman 13, Seven Secrets #7, The Suicide Squad #2, The Silver Coin #1, Swamp Thing #2, and Venom 34 are the books that I'm reading this week. I said them quickly because I'm going to wrap up this show because I got to feed this cat, but those are the books I'm going to be checking out this week. Read Venom before King in Black. Donnie said that Venom precedes the events of King in Black #5, so since they both come out the same week, read Venom first. My #1 pull of this week, if I was only going to pick up one book, would be probably King in Black #5. Yeah, I'm really excited for that one. So that is going to be it for this week's show. I'm going to quickly check the chat again since we were on a curl-heavy end of this journey. A lot of people talking about not consuming another water. That is a big old tip. It is very hard to get that much water in you. Yeah, I love that people are talking about hydrating. This is lovely. Koi Pond, you're amazing. Department of Truth is awesome. Ewalter's got taste. My mom is drinking water, and she is helping me keep on my task. I do recommend that when drinking that much water, you stop about 2 hours before bed so you're not peeing all night. Very good point. Yeah, I'm trying to build up to a gallon a day. Right now, I'm at 1/3 of a gallon a day. I'm going up to 1/2 a gallon a day. I'm incrementally adding to get to a gallon a day. I was very, very bad at drinking water, so my bladder is like, bro, we're gonna pee all the time if you drink a gallon. So I'm like, I'm earning that. I'm building to it. Hold my brick. You have a great night, and good luck tomorrow. Remember, patience of Batman, wisdom of Superman, and the wherewithal of Dr. Manhattan. You got this. I believe in you. Thank you very much for the Streamlab. Thank you very much to everyone in this glory. That's going to be it for me and Spidey Cat. I hope you guys had a great day. We had very little news, but I was like, you know what? The Koi Pond, I got to be here. It's a Tuesday. I got to jump in with these guys. And we did a Q&A and a curls heavy show, and that makes me very happy because these are important astro as well. I will see you guys on Friday for Kevin Smith versus Stacey Howard. I will see you maybe on Thursday for a review of Ted Lasso for the great AJ Lancaster. He is has assigned me Ted Lasso as my patron review, so I'm going to watch like 2 or 3 hours of Ted Lasso. I've never seen it, and review that maybe Thursday if my scheduling goes right. And then next week I'm going to be doing Clone Wars for the great John Getz, and then the following week, me and Michael McCarcel are going to figure out our watch along, and that's going to be a lot of stuff coming at you. Also, Koicast dropping brand new tomorrow, and eat healthy, drink a lot of water, get them gains. Spidey is like, are we done here? Because I'd like to eat. Like, he's just, let's see if co-host, me and Spidey, just handling our business. He would like to eat now. Yes. Yes, Spidey cat dinner, Koi dinner, healthy dinner, quinoa, cat food, quinoa, cat food. Okay, you lovelies, I'm gonna end this weird. Me and Spidey, appreciate you. We'll see you soon. Bye, guys.